out of Egypt. Officials there saying that they are searching for a Russian passenger jet.
The plane disappeared over the Sinai Peninsula about 20 minutes into the flight from the Egyptian resort town of Sharm el-Sheikh. That plane was headed to St. Petersburg, Russia. Now, Egyptian officials have told NBC News that Metro jet flight 9268 crashed in the northern Sinai Peninsula. They also say that Egyptian Air Force jets have located the wreckage of that Airbus A321. There are reports that the pilot reported technical difficulties and wanted to land at the nearest airport. That plane was carrying 217 passengers and 7 crew members.
Happening now closer to home, police in New Jersey investigating a stabbing on the Rutgers University campus, a stabbing that has sent 2 people to the hospital.
Today in New York, Sheldon Dutez joins us now from New Brunswick with what we know. Sheldon?
And Pat and Gus, one of the items investigators are going to have to look into this morning is what may have provoked this violent attack here on campus. And police tell us that that stabbing happened around 7:15 last night at Mettler Hall. That's one of the dorms here off of College Avenue on the New Brunswick campus. 2 people were taken to the hospital, but the extent of their injuries or their conditions is still unknown, and it's still unclear if they were students here at the university or if they just happened to be visiting. Pat and Gus, police tell us, however, that they do have a suspect in custody this morning. We're still waiting for more information on the possible charges that could be pending. That's the latest live here at the New Brunswick campus. I'm Sheldon Dutez, News 4 New York.
Sheldon, thank you. New this morning, teenager now facing charges in the shooting death of a 16-year-old boy on a busy downtown Brooklyn street. Police say 17-year-old Malik Peters opened fire outside an Applebee's restaurant on Flatbush Avenue on Monday. Armani Hankins was struck by a bullet and killed. Surveillance video showed a large group of teenagers running after the shots rang out. Peters is facing several charges this morning, including murder.
In Brooklyn, a woman was hurt when a stray bullet whizzed past her and struck a window, spraying her with glass, all while she was riding a bus. Yes, that's Lindea Baptiste, who says she felt that bullet fly past her head. News 4 obtained this surveillance video from a nearby store showing what happened after the shots rang out. This morning, Ms. Rodriguez is bandaged and bruised, but says she's okay. Her brother Rafael translated for her, saying she doesn't remember much, just being scared.
El vidrio cuando se desbarató.
She's feeling just the wound, something wound coming to her head. Told me before.
Not on the bus for a while.
No, not on the bus for a little hour.
Police believe that at least 3 rounds were fired and that the bus was not the target. Authorities are looking for several suspects.
A family of a 7-year-old girl on life support, is mourning her death today. Noelle Acaveria had been on life support since Wednesday when she choked on food at school at PS 250 in Brooklyn. Yesterday she died. Doctors told the family she was brain dead, but they were still praying for a miracle. And now they've hired an attorney to find out how all of this happened.
In Connecticut, the son of a missing couple has now been charged with their murder. The remains of Jeffrey and Jeanette Navin were found yesterday in the yard of a home in Weston, Connecticut. The couple had been missing for months. Now police say their son, Kevin, is responsible for their deaths. The man's girlfriend, Jennifer Valiante, is also charged with conspiracy to commit murder.
President Obama under fire this morning from both Republicans and Democrats for deciding to send special operations troops into Syria. Mr. Obama says he is sending fewer than 50 troops to fight ISIS and claims the small-scale mission does not require congressional approval. But a number of Democrats disagree, and they say it could lead to an open-ended involvement in Syria's civil war. Republicans, on the other hand, are criticizing the deployment as insufficient and, as they put it, too little, too late.
Well, happening today, helicopters are going to lift the hull of that downed military blimp that whooped in Pennsylvania earlier this week. You remember these pictures. Crazy, right? It's a billion-dollar blimp that broke free of its moorings at the Aberdeen Proving Grounds in Maryland on Wednesday, drifted about 150 miles, and finally it crashed near Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Some people were calling this Fled Zeppelin. I love those headlines. The nose cone was lifted out of the woods yesterday. The reason that thing broke loose, still under investigation, guys.
Yeah, and it could have been serious. Thankfully, nobody was hurt. But somewhere, someone is saying, you know, Bob, you had one job.
Hold on to the
one job. Anyway, let's get to the World Series. The Mets resilient back home, and boy, are they back in it.
Oh, in a big way. The Amazons beat the Royals 9-3 in a game that friends and fans alike and foes, everybody was watching, right? It was Game 3 at Citi Field last night. Fans who were down and out after those 2 losses in Kansas City, well, they're believing again.
The Royals held serve in Kansas City. So now we're home, we're in New York, and now we definitely can.
The energy was so contagious. We loved it. We fell off of it.
It was absolutely electric.
It was amazing.
It was absolutely electric.
News 4's Bruce Beck was at the game. Here he is now with a look at the highlights.
What a game, what a crowd, what a series we have now. Game 3 was a reversal of fortune for the Amazons, who showed the Royals that this fall classic is a long way from over. The Mets offense, which managed only 2 hits in Game 2, exploded against the Royals in Game 3. David Wright hit a 2-run homer in the first, and Curtis Granderson blasted a 2-run shot in the third. The captain came back to add a 2-run single during a 4-run 6th inning as the Amazons belted out 12 hits en route to a 9-3 victory. Here's some post-game reaction.
You know, we knew what to expect coming into this based on playing here throughout the postseason, but, you know, this was at a different level. You know, I think, you know, to be able to fight back the way that we did, you know, we were relentless tonight, and it seemed like every time they had an answer, you know, we had an answer right back.
Wilmer, what does this say about your ball club, the way you came back tonight and got the win?
I mean, we weren't thinking about we were down by two games. We just went out there and played another game, trying to win another game. Like I said, we've been in this situation before, so there's nothing new.
You know, you got to give credit to the fans for giving us this extra energy that we had tonight.
This place was electric. Did you feel it?
Oh, I felt it. I felt it every second of the game. I felt it when I even went out to start getting warmed up. I felt it.
So Game 3 goes to the Amazons. Game 4 is later tonight with Steven Matz on the hill. He tries to be as dogged as fellow rookie Noah Syndergaard was in Game 3 on Friday night. At Citi Field, I'm Bruce Beck for Today in New York.
And with the World Series going on, we've got, of course, the marathon tomorrow, the Village Halloween Parade. It is an extremely busy weekend here in New York and has all the makings of a traffic nightmare. So if you're planning to head to the city, here's what you can expect. Closures tonight along 6th Avenue between Canal and 18th Street for the parade. Your best bet, of course, is to use mass transit. You'll be riding with a lot of scary-looking people, some funny-looking people. No, don't worry, it's not just a normal Tuesday here in New York. It's Halloween, Gus. And the MTA, by the way, is adding extra service on several lines to ease travel for Mets fans who are heading out to the game as well. And the New York City Marathon kicks off tomorrow morning on Staten Island. Thousands of runners going to be crossing the Verrazano Bridge, running through Brooklyn, Queens, and the Bronx, finally winding up in Central Park. And of course, that means street closures throughout the city. We have posted all the street closings and the subway alerts that you need to know about on NBCNewYork.com. You can also find the information on our NBC4 New York app.
And coming up on Today in New York this Halloween morning, we're going to have a look at some of the most creative carvings greeting trick-or-treaters across the country. And Raphael joins us with trivia. Raph.
And Gus, we are testing your knowledge of all things ghoulish on this Hallows Eve. You want to log on now. Halloween trivia is coming up.
I went to Bassett's 3-day sale and saved a ton on the style I wanted.
Save 30% on one item and 25% store-wide this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Who doesn't love a sale?
Look, I know you're a cow and all, and you may not know what I'm talking about, but the yogurt made from your milk is delicious.
Milk, fruit, cultures. Yoplait.
I need to collect your phone so you can't post pictures. How does it feel to not be connected?
My chest hurts.
Let me show you a better way to keep connected. The 2016 Chevy Cruze offers built-in 4G LTE Wi-Fi that connects up to 7 devices.
Current qualified competitive lessees can get a sign and drive lease on this Chevy Cruze Limited LT, or get $1,000 cash allowance on this Chevy Cruze. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Team starts practice today. Coach called to see how I was doing. I blew out my knee last year. just as college football programs began calling me. I didn't realize I'd get hooked on the pain pills the doctor gave me. I never thought my life could change so fast. For now, at least, football and college are gonna have to wait. Don't let addiction sideline your dreams.
I went to Bassett's 3-day sale and saved a ton on the style I wanted.
Save 30% on one item and 25% store-wide this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Who doesn't love a sale?
Today's weather is brought to you by McDonald's. Stop into McDonald's for any size Hot McCafe coffee for just $1. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Good morning, SciCam Live with a look at lower Manhattan on this Halloween morning. A beautiful day taking shape. A little cool out there at 43 degrees, 8:10 now. It is one of the nation's largest Halloween celebrations and also one of the city's most popular traditions. And thousands, probably hundreds of thousands, are going to crowd Greenwich Village this evening for the 42nd annual Village Halloween Parade. And joining us this morning is the master puppeteer behind some of the parade's most iconic parade displays. Basil Twist joins us. Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Halloween. I remember, when Sandy came through 3 years ago.
Yeah.
We didn't have the parade.
Yeah.
The next year, it was a big deal. It was back.
Yeah.
And I remember when those puppets came down 6th Avenue and people saw them, they were cheering, which is something I never, growing up in New York, I never really heard people cheering at the parade.
Yeah.
But it's been a remarkable journey. How, in your mind, how do you think this parade has become sort of this sort of iconic moment? And we used that word in the introduction.
I don't know. I mean, people love Halloween.
Yeah.
They love Halloween, and they love this. It's kind of the last big hurrah before the kind of the holidays and the winter sets in. So it's the last big hurrah. Like maybe the summer is still just the last moment you can.
We still can hold on to warm weather? No, no. Now tell us about the puppets. I mean, when you see them on TV, it is nothing like seeing them in person. Do you use the same ones every year, or do you build new ones? Or sort of,
we use a lot of the same ones.
Okay.
There's puppets that have been in the parade for decades, and then we always build some new ones every year.
Right. Now, do you take it? Are there themes? Like, do you take it? Would there be certain political candidates that would inspire you, like Saturday Night Live?
Well, this year the theme is Shine a Light. So there's these beautiful these puppets that are made out of that shine all these lights, really gorgeous kind of look. They look like chandeliers.
Wow. Now, how long do you work on this all year? I mean, what's sort of what's your timeline? Do you get any time off, or?
Oh, well, there's a whole team of people who work on the parade,
right,
so the organizer of the parade, she works all year long, and it's definitely, at the end of the summer, it takes a couple months to really like ramp everything up and to build all the puppets. Mostly what I do, I work this giant spider puppet, which I've been doing for years.
Now, what does that mean when you say work a giant spider puppet? What's the follow-up to that?
So I have a giant spider that's hanging from the historic Jefferson Market Library that's sort of looking over the parade. And
is that what I'm looking at right there?
That's it.
So you're up. So when the parade's going on, you're up in the tower.
Yeah.
How many people? Now it looks like a couple of people up there, but how many folks are required to manipulate that?
It actually only takes one person to do it.
Really?
But
so the key is to look. Remember at the parade, not just look at 6th Avenue. Look up there as well.
The idea is for me, the spider is for the participants in the parade. There's a couple 100,000 people in the parade, and then there's sometimes up to 2 million people who are watching the parade.
On the broadcast,
but the real people are the participants in the parade, because the parade is New York City. The parade it's open to anyone who wants to be in the parade.
And you talk about how the Village and how New York has changed in 42 years. Or maybe the Halloween parade years ago was maybe a little more renegade, a little more out there. Now everyone comes.
It's a massive, massive event.
Including Pat Battle, who has said she's going to be there with her kids. And I'm going to be down there. And Pat, you're coming for me right now.
You're threatening not to dress up, Gus.
No, I am threatening to dress. I'm not going to. What are you doing to me?
I think you'd look a great Rasta alien man, huh?
Really?
What do you think? What do you think? Zoom in.
The thing is, you had this in your house. You didn't go shopping for this. This was like in your kitchen junk drawer. I love you, but...
This is my lingerie drawer, Gus. I love it. I love it. How you like it?
There you go.
Can we puppet this?
Absolutely.
Wasn't it fun to hang out with professional broadcasters?
Absolutely, yeah.
Basil, looking forward to the parade tonight, coming down. So hopefully I'll be looking for that spider to drop on my head.
Oh, boy.
So as you're well aware, tonight, grinning jack-o'-lanterns are going to be greeting trick-or-treaters around the country. Yes, Gus, you too.
Sure.
But as NBC's Kevin Tibbles tells us, if you really want to make your pumpkin stand out this year, you've got your work carved out for you.
You know, I've won awards. I just want to say.
Nothing screams Halloween like a carved pumpkin.
I love pumpkin.
But this year, the familiar mugs are getting, well, a facelift. Intricate orange orbs, the handiwork of Brooklyn, New York's maniac pumpkin carvers, turning the run-of-the-mill jack-o'-lantern into a work of art.
It's big and orange, it's unique, and then to see a work of art carved into it is really exciting.
But the queen of the giant gourd has got to be Dublin, Ohio's Jeanette Paris. She doesn't carve them, she paints them.
I pumpkinize. That's what I do, I pumpkinize.
This year's offering, a 374-pound head. The Trumpkin.
It goes together. I mean, pumpkin, Trump, pumpkin, Trumpkin.
She's pumpkinized everyone from Miley Cyrus and Steve Jobs to President Obama. She works it all out on paper in her kitchen before taking 10 hours to perform the extreme makeover. The Trumpkin's biggest challenge? The unmistakable mane.
6 38-inch blonde wigs of varying color.
She plans to leave the Trumpkin on display past Halloween, no matter what happens to the real Donald in the scary world of politics.
Trick or treat!
But the first order of business is trick or treat. Kevin Tibbles, NBC News, Dublin, Ohio.
And I thought my husband had some carving skills. He's got work to do.
Wow.
That is
Step
awesome.
it up. Yeah, the bar is high with that one.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we want to remind viewers, you mentioned it's daylight saving time. We also remind them, change the batteries in your smoke detectors.
Yes, smoke and carbon monoxide detectors, change them all. It's a good time of year to do that.
Yep.
Especially because you don't have to set so many clocks back anymore. Most of them sort of happen on their own these days.
Yes, they
do.
do.
So do that instead.
And it still confuses me.
What time will we see you tomorrow morning,
I
Pat?
don't know, Raph.
That'll
Stay
be
tuned.
the thing to watch. Yes, tune in for that for your Sunday morning. But we have a dry forecast for Halloween for all the trick-or-treaters. Already looking good out there. Lots of sunshine on your Saturday morning, but it is chilly. Temperatures are hovering in the low to mid 40s in the city, and that's the warmest we've got. We have 30s and even 20s north and west of town. Let's take a look outside. Beautiful shot there. 43, and we have sunshine all around the tri-state. Let's take a look at your trick-or-treat forecast for tonight, for this evening. Temperatures are going to be milder. They're back to the 50s, so a comfortably cool night ahead, dropping down to the low 50s, partly to mostly cloudy sky, and winds are going to be light, 5 miles per hour. So overall, nice setup for all the trick-or-treaters. You don't need too many layers out there. Let's go Mets. Game 4 of the World Series tonight around 8 o'clock, 51 degrees. So we'll be a little chilly if you're out there to watch the game. Temperatures in the low 50s throughout, so bring the jacket. It is another cool night over at Citi Field. There's a look at Storm Tracker, and we're dealing with quiet conditions all the way from Fairfield County down towards Fire Island. The Hamptons looking good. Sunshine to start your weekend. Temperatures are cool around the city. It's 39 now in Jersey City. You need the jackets as you're heading out the door. 43 in Sheepshead Bay. That's the warm spot, though. Take a look at what's going on north and west of town. 27 in Monticello, it's 27 in Sussex, and we've got 20s in Bridgewater. Not much better for you in the Hamptons. 32 at this hour in West Hampton, but with all that sunshine, we're going to warm things up pretty quickly over the next few hours. Here's a look at Feature Tracker on 12 o'clock today, lunchtime, maybe brunch, looking good, nice and quiet. Around 7 o'clock tonight, time for trick-or-treating, mostly cloudy skies, but we're keeping it dry. Now let's jump ahead to tomorrow for Marathon Sunday, 8 a.m. You can see lots of clouds here tomorrow morning, maybe a sprinkle or two late morning into the early afternoon, and we maybe see some peaks of sunshine, but overall the trend is a dry one for your Marathon Sunday, and it stays dry as we head into Monday for the most part. 56 for your high for today. It's below average. Yeah, you'll notice that chill, the fall feel out there dominating our weather. Down to 50 overnight tonight, mostly cloudy and less chilly than recent nights. Take a look at the 7-day forecast. You want to notice a warming trend coming our way. 66, it's already milder for Marathon Sunday. 66 on Monday as well, and we're back to the 70s early next week. You want to stay up to date with the warm weather with the News 4 New York app. You can tap the News 4 logo in the corner, scroll down, select the weather tab. You can see the latest forecast, use our interactive radar, which you won't need this weekend, and learn how to submit your own weather video. The News 4 New York app for iPhone is available in the App Store right now. Pat and Gus, over to you.
All right, thank you, Raphael. And still ahead on this Saturday morning, it's time to ask Produce Pete. Look at his costume.
Hey, good morning. Happy Halloween to you. As you can see, I got my Produce Pete costume on today, and I'll be out trick-or-treating in your area. But today's veggie is broccolini. That's right, aspiration of broccolini. And we're going to be talking about a local farm, saying a special thank you to a local farm in our area. Coming up next, all you want to know about aspiration broccolini.
Sunday night, 2 undefeated teams, 2 future Hall of Fame quarterbacks, and only one will remain unbeaten. Packers, Broncos, Sunday night is football night, only on NBC.
From the producers of Chicago Fire and Chicago PD
Stay with me.
comes the next great drama in the City of Heroes.
Clear. And he's back.
Chicago Med premieres Tuesday, November 17th on NBC.
Disney on Ice celebrates 100 years of magic, presented by Stonyfield YOKIT. See over 50 Disney stars.
Tickets start at $15. Playing Barclays Center and Prudential Center November 10th through 22nd. Get your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com.
Now you're free to start enjoying the breakfast you love anytime you wish.
No way.
Introducing McDonald's new all-day breakfast menu. Once you changed how you ate breakfast. It's time to start changing when.
I got the scouting report on the Hyundai crossover lineup, and I got to tell you, son, I'm fired up. Got the 3-row, 7-passenger Santa Fe Sport, and the all-new Tucson, which had a heck of an off-season in the weight room.
Yep, and all backed by America's best warranty.
That's what I'm talking about.
We're also #1 in customer loyalty.
Oh, okay. Cup it.
The all-new 2016 Tucson, now just $209 a month.
Just is more friendly than angry.
This offer ends November 2nd.
Okay, so everyone is saying, hurry, you gotta get Fios. But why? Why Fios? Well, right now for a limited time, you can get a great deal from Fios, the 100% fiber optic network. Fios gives you big capacity, so you can get 100% out of all your devices. That means if you need more streaming for more devices, Fios gives you options. So whatever speed you need, Fios has it, with the fastest internet and Wi-Fi available, from 50 to 500 megs. Plus, you can upload your favorite videos up to 5 times faster than cable. But the main reason to get Fios? We're rated #1 in customer satisfaction. Why Fios? Ultimately, that's why. Right now, get 50 meg Fios internet, TV, and phone, starting at $79.99 a month, guaranteed for 2 years. And get $350 back with a 2-year agreement. Don't wait, because time is running out. This is your last chance. Offer ends November 7th. Get out of the past. Get Fios.
And you know what it means when you hear that music?
Yeah, it means the awards are coming up, the Country Music Awards. We'll be entitled to one. That's it.
Oh, that means it's time to ask Produce Pete. And this week he's talking about a veggie that's really becoming popular for the adventurous cook. It's called aspiration or broccolini. And Pete's here to tell us how we can make it. How are you? Happy Halloween. I love the costume.
Oh, yeah.
I dress like asparagus for you.
You have the color for asparagus. Okay, so what this is called aspiration in Europe, but in the United States it's called broccolini. It's a cross between Chinese chard and broccoli. You treat it the same way as you would broccoli. Now, it has almost an asparagus look to it because when you open it up with a broccoli top on it, it's got a little bit of a broccoli bite to it, but it's got a sweetness of asparagus. A lot of people think that it looks a lot or tastes like broccoli rabe. Now, it does to a certain extent, but with broccoli rabe, you have that bitterness.
Right.
Where you don't have that bitterness, this is more sweet. Same thing that what I always said, like with broccoli, the less you do, the better off you are. So what you want to do with this is, you can eat this raw, so you really doesn't take a lot of cooking. So you want to do a lot less with it when you cook with it. In other words, and if you want to steam this, what you want to do is, after you steam it, you actually want to put it in cold water. You want to stop the cooking process. You never want to overcook. When we talk about broccoli, you don't want to overcook broccoli because it gets that cabbagey smell and cabbagey taste. Well, this is even worse because you really don't want to overcook this. The less you do, the better off you are with this.
So how long would you steam it then, Pete?
You want to steam it probably, I would think, for no more than 1 minute to 2 minutes. That's all. So, as long as the water's hot.
Okay.
Now, when buying it, it's really simple. You want to make sure that the stems are nice and green. That's #1. You want to look at the top, just like we do with broccoli. You want to make sure that it has no flowering. It doesn't start to flower. Just like I said with broccoli, when it starts to flower, what happens is that it gets that mushy taste, or it gets that mushiness to it. So you want to make sure that the buds are nice and tight. Bring it home, put it in the refrigerator. Try not to put it in a plastic bag, because if you put it in a plastic bag, what happens is the water tends to get on it, and what Betty did, she made a little broccoli, a little aspiration broccolini with a little garlic, and she steamed it, and it was really good.
So this is not baby broccoli.
But it's not baby broccoli. Well, it's in the thing. Before we leave, last week I talked about when we had the cauliflower here. We got it from DePiero's farm. Well, I just want to say a thank you to DePiero's farm. They're a friend of the show, because we've done some segments there over the years, and they're a friend of ours. But today, after since 1924 being in business, they're closing their doors.
So sad.
I am not, opposed to progress.
Right.
But in this case, I'm a little sad.
I'm very
because
sad.
of what's happening. So the idea is that over the years, we've always said, please, please, please help support your local farm and help support, your local businesses. The DePieros, like I said, Glenn and the DePiero family have been in business since 1924, farming, and I've gotten thousands of emails from people, and they all say to me, this is sad because we bought our first Christmas tree there. We bought we went on our first hayride. We tasted corn for the first time, farm corn. So we want to say to the DePiero family, thank you very much. Thank you for being a part of Northern New Jersey farming, and we want to wish you all the best in anything that happens in the future. But it's a great family and a hardworking family. And remember, folks, farming is our country. That's what made our country great. Please help support, because when it goes away forever.
It's so true.
So
Pete.
good luck, Glenn, and good luck to you and your family.
And I echo that. Thank you so much for all the years. Wonderful hay rides out there.
And wonderful
Scary
people.
ones, too. And you can send your questions to Pete at producepete.com. You can also find him on Facebook, and he's on Twitter as well. Gus, over to you.
Pat and Pete, thank you very much. And there's a lot more ahead on Today in New York, including Top Story.
And I'm Sheldon Dutez, live at Rutgers University's New Brunswick campus with more on the investigations into a violent attack last night. Details straight ahead.
From the classroom to the steps of City Hall, charter school teachers from every borough are demanding change in New York City schools.
When I think about kids forced into separate and unequal schools, it breaks my heart.
Last week, 3,100 teachers rallied together to fight for all New York City kids.
It means that we're going to fight for our kids, but also for the hundreds of thousands who are in other classrooms.
They aren't just teaching, they're fighting for all kids.
We are more than teachers, we are activists.
Thank you so much.
Did you say honey?
Hey, try some?
Mmm, that is tasty.
Thanks.
Is it real?
Of course. Are you?
Nope, animated. I'm always looking for real honey for Honey Nut Cheerios.
Well, you've come to the right place.
Great. Mind if I have another taste?
Not at all. You all right, bud?
Never better.
Oh, I don't know if he likes that. Yeah.
Part of a complete breakfast.
It takes more than sleek lines and aggressive styling to attract some drivers. 328 horsepower that handles like this certainly qualifies as more. Lease the all-wheel drive Infiniti Q50 for $309 a month. Visit your tri-state Infiniti retailer.
Indifference to the health of others, it really doesn't get any worse, especially when it relates to the hard-working Americans who made this country great.
My husband taught biology, chemistry, and physics, and he said, I used to look at my hands and they were full of pink powder, the asbestos from the instruments he used.
Whites and Luxembourg was founded with a singular purpose, representing workers who were knowingly exposed to asbestos.
I made a phone call when my husband wasn't around because he said, lawyers are not going to help us. 10 minutes later, she called me back and she gave me the answer answer of what I needed. And it made me feel so good that I started to cry on the phone. If I didn't make that phone call that day, I don't know what would have happened.
Fighting for the rights of over 35,000 families, Weitz and Luxembourg has won billions of dollars in awards.
When Weitz and Luxembourg started to send me checks, the first one I got, I opened it, I closed it up, I opened it again, and I couldn't believe the amount. I have a life because of Weitz and Luxembourg.
Weitz and Luxembourg, touching the lives of asbestos victims and their families for a quarter of a century.
Beautiful picture there. A live look at Lower Manhattan. There'll be a lot of things creeping and crawling around there later today, though. It is happy Halloween to you, and welcome back to Saturday Today in New York. I'm Pat Battle.
And I'm Gus Rosendale. Probably one of the busiest weekends we've seen in a while.
Yeah.
With the Halloween parade, we've got the Mets tonight and the marathon tomorrow. Storm Team 4's Rafael Miranda tracking the weather and going to see how it affects everybody.
You know what I'm looking forward to, guys? Tomorrow morning, coming into work, the post-Halloween crowd, the costume sort of, you know, half on, half off at that point. Yeah, that's always a fun sight on Sunday morning.
Oh,
but
yeah.
We'll see that, but it's going to be nice and dry for that as well. You can see on Storm Tracker 4 live radar, not a lot going on right now. It's a very quiet picture. High pressure still in control for now, but that's going to change. You can see this frontal system draped across the center of the country. That's going to be trekking on east over the next few hours. It arrives here later on tonight into tomorrow and then tomorrow night. It's going to weaken significantly. So when it gets here, not a lot of juice left. So not a lot of moisture, and we're not expecting a whole lot of rain. 56 for your high for today. Winds are light and variable. It's comfy and cool. 55 for your high in Bethpage, up to 53 in Larchmont. Sunshine fades behind clouds as the day goes on, so it's a bright start. Not as bright as we finish. 52 for your high temperature in Wingdale. Overnight tonight, mostly cloudy, less breezy. 1 or 2 hit-or-miss showers a possibility as you head towards morning. Not as chilly. Temperatures down to the 40s, not 30s and 20s. 44 your low in Fairfield and 44 for your low temperature in Franklin Lake. So the good news is we're not going to get too cold for the trick-or-treaters that hang out a little later into the overnight hours. Pat and Gus, over to you.
Raphael, thank you very much. And happening now, police in New Jersey this morning investigating what led to a stabbing at a Rutgers University dorm.
Today in New York, Sheldon Dutez joins us now. He's in New Brunswick with the latest. Sheldon.
And Pat and Gus, that stabbing happened near some dorms and right across the street from the Student Center. A violent start to the Halloween weekend here on the New Brunswick campus. And shortly after that stabbing happened, students started posting pictures of the alert that they got from campus police telling them to stay in a safe location. That stabbing happened around 7:15 last night here on the New Brunswick campus. It happened at Mettler Hall. It's one of the dorms off of College Avenue. Now, 2 students were taken to the hospital, but officials haven't told us any updates on their conditions or the extent of their injuries. It's also unclear whether or not they were residents of that dorm or even students of this campus. But Pat and Gus, about less than 15 minutes after students got that alert telling them to find a safe location, they got another alert from the university letting them know that a suspect was in custody and that the campus was safe and secure. Reporting live at Rutgers University, Sheldon Dutez, Today in New York.
Sheldon, thank you. Also this morning, police are looking for a driver who hit an NYPD traffic agent and then just kept going. The incident recorded on surveillance video last Friday, October 23rd. You can see right there that agent. He's right by his car. When a car hit him, knocked him to the ground. Now, the good news, the agent's injuries were not life-threatening, but people in the neighborhood where this happened are shocked.
You know, it's shocking.
You know, hopefully find him, because, I mean, if he's doing that, you know, to a cop or anybody else, you know, he could be out there doing other stuff as well.
The car police are looking for is described as a burgundy Volkswagen Passat. If you have any information, please contact police.
A Hofstra University student is pleading not guilty to manslaughter charges in the drug overdose death of his girlfriend. Joseph Judah faced a judge yesterday. Prosecutors say he injected 19-year-old Olivia McClellan with heroin back in April. They say he then waited 17 hours before he got help for her. Judah's lawyer insists that the injection was consensual.
A worker is recovering this morning from serious injuries after a building collapsed at a Midtown construction site. And that collapse killed a fellow worker. The question now, why were crews even in that structure? Chucky Beckford explains what News 4 uncovered.
What went wrong that caused a $12 million Midtown building under construction to partially collapse, killing one construction worker and seriously hurting another?
Again, this is a trauma now, box 751, report of the person possibly trapped, piece of the ceiling that fell.
Box 751, can you have buildings respond? We have, the building is still unstable.
instability may have been why one person on the project sounded the alarm one day before the accident. News 4 Investigates found out the construction engineer warned the demolition company Thursday to stop work until the site could be reinforced. It's unclear if Northeast Interior Demolition ignored that warning or took the engineer's recommendation and was working to shore up the West 38th Street building when the accident happened. Whatever the cause, the outcome sent rescuers rushing an injured worker to the hospital after he was trapped under the rubble for 3 hours Friday morning.
Basically, we were just trying to get like an inch or two at a time, just enough to bring it up so we could get him out.
The victim buried up to his chest. Firefighters and police, afraid more of the building could come down, worked slowly to lift the crushing weight. And when they did,
it was a feeling of elation, and then the rest of us want to get out without being stuck in the collapse as well.
The mid-morning collapse rattled people on the bustling street.
We're heartbroken right now. We feel terrible for the people and their families.
The city says the developer had all the right permits and no open violations. Slated to be a 28-story luxury boutique hotel, the site now shuttered at the center of an investigation into the accident that cost a worker his life. Jackie Beckford, Today in New York.
And rescue crews in China are searching through the rubble for victims after a building collapsed there, killing 17 people and injuring nearly 24 others. This happened while those workers were renovating the second floor of that building. Many of the victims crushed by falling chunks of concrete and other debris. Investigators trying to figure out what caused the building to come down. Police took several people into custody for questioning. And police in Romania, people there, now rushing to donate blood after a nightclub fire killed 27 victims and injured at least 180 other people. Police say that fire broke out during a free concert last night at a club in Bucharest. They say the heavy metal band's pyrotechnic show sparked those flames. Police say there was an explosion, and then hundreds of partygoers scrambled toward the club's only exit.
Here in the States, 2 people have died and at least 1 other is missing after massive amounts of rain have been causing historic flooding across central and south Texas. This storm system has also spawned at least 3 suspected tornadoes, and now the rain's moving east towards Louisiana and Mississippi. NBC's Chris Pallone reports.
In San Marcos, Texas, floodwater rose so quickly it surrounded a school with teachers and students still inside. Police evacuated everyone to another drier school using an armored military vehicle. Scenes like this playing out across Texas, especially in the busy I-35 corridor between Austin and San Antonio.
After last weekend's rain saturated the soils, it didn't take a lot to fire things up, and that's what we saw this morning.
Part of Austin saw 6 inches of rain in an hour. One neighborhood recorded more than 14 inches total, more rain than it got in the entire month of May. It caught many drivers off guard. Passerby helped this woman escape from danger.
I quickly rolled down the window and just pulled myself up.
On the day before Halloween, the flash flood sent pumpkins floating in the streets. A suspected tornado dropped a large trailer on a hotel roof in Floresville, and a lightning strike took out weather radar in Brownsville. The town of Wimberley, devastated by flooding in May, hit hard again.
This is the second time this happened to us. It's almost unbelievable.
Devastating, and the rain isn't over yet. Chris Pallone, NBC News.
Wow, incredible. And still ahead on Today in New York, how one school district stepped in when safety concerns threatened Halloween for trick-or-treaters.
And how's that trick-or-treat forecast looking? Storm Team 4's Rafael Miranda returns with a look at the weather coming up here on Today in New York.
I went to Bassett's 3-day sale and saved a ton on the style I wanted.
Save 30% on one item and 25% store-wide this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Who doesn't love a sale?
This cancer's not really good. Yeah, no cancer's good. Cancer does not really make you feel good, even in medicines.
Hey, Matthew, how you doing, pal?
Whoa.
Look who's here, man. I'm Eli.
Every villain knows a getaway car requires abundant power, impeccable style, and of course, the cover of darkness. But what if it's a different kind of getaway you're after? The F-Type convertible and the F-Type coupe from Jaguar. Oh, it's good to be bad.
Jaguar has been ranked highest in customer satisfaction with dealer service among luxury brands by J.D. Power.
Look around. There's a brilliant world at your fingertips. And only Optimum is changing the way you connect to it. Adding new Wi-Fi hotspots every day. Constantly testing and improving speeds. And responding to changing demands. All so you can experience this. Only Optimum connects you to what you really want. Optimum. Let's connect more.
Get new floors during Empire Today's best sale, the half price sale. Half price on beautiful new carpet, hardwood, tile, vinyl, and laminate. Plus, half price on quality professional installation. That's half price for your entire job. Empire makes flooring easy. See samples in your home, get a free estimate during your appointment, and your floors are professionally installed. It's Empire's half price sale on floors and installation. Schedule now.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
We're here in the streets of New York, spreading the news about the real possibilities AARP is creating across the 5 boroughs.
Because if you don't think real possibilities in New York City when you think AARP, then you don't know art.
We're working with you to make New York City a better place to live, work, and play.
Fighting for you by taking on the issues that matter.
And rediscovering the city with you at discounted events all around town.
Get to know us at aarp.org/NYC.
Have a tip for New York's biggest I-Team? Call 866-NEWS-244 or email tips@NBCNewYork.com.
New York State Police are beefing up patrols to make sure that this Halloween is a safe one. This week, Governor Cuomo announced that there will be more troopers and local police officers in the streets and more checkpoints to crack down on drunk drivers and underage drinking. Extra officers started patrols last night and will continue through the weekend.
Well, it's a Halloween scare for some parents in the Long Island town of Brentwood. They say there's been an uptick in crime, and so they don't want to let their kids out for trick-or-treating.
I know, but the school district is stepping in to make sure that the young ghosts and goblins get their candy fix. News 4's Bryn Gingras has our story.
With police roaming the halls of Brentwood Freshman High School, this is officially a safe place to trick-or-treat.
Some little kids can't go out on Halloween, so it's fun to bring them here so they can have like their own little Halloween.
Can't go out, or in some cases, parents don't want them to. When administrators learned parents worried about the uptick in crime in the community, they came up with an alternative.
They don't have to worry about walking around in the dark, as well as worrying about the cars on the roads.
28 theme-specific classrooms of the school. Some spooky, others fun, all safe.
They're not outside, and you know the area, and you know that it's well supervised here.
I don't think so over here they're gonna put, bad stuff in the candy or doing bad stuff, for them.
No bad stuff, well, maybe if you consider this werewolf this Halloween week. In Brentwood, Bryn Gingras, News 4 New York.
Oh, that was a creepy thing.
What is that? What was it?
I don't know. When you have to ask.
Yeah. It was scary.
We forget, I think, sometimes growing up, this is up there with Christmas for kids.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you plan your costumes for weeks. I mean, well, you still plan. You're a big kid. But I'm talking about adults sometimes forget how crucial this day is. And
It's
when
a
it's
big
on
day.
a Saturday,
forget it.
You can do the
night.
twofer too. You can do one costume and then you pick. Yeah.
Yeah, Halloween is impressive. Some of the numbers are impressive. You're going to see that in trivia coming up in a few minutes.
Yeah.
I underestimated it. I didn't realize what a big deal Halloween was.
Yeah. Come to my
Powerful.
house. Come to my house, Rafi.
Yes, the Battle household. We saw your pictures on social media. Very cute what you did there.
Thanks.
Dead and breakfast?
Dead and breakfast.
Dead and breakfast. Yes, check it out on Facebook if you haven't seen it already. Very cute. But yeah, nice weather out there today, and also good weather for the rest of the weekend as we head into Marathon Sunday. Such a busy weekend. There's the Tappan Zee, enjoying some sunshine in Westchester and Rockland counties, but it's chilly. It's below average, in fact, in some spots. We have temperatures starting out in the 20s. Yeah, the heat's on. The leaves are changing. It's that time of year. 43 degrees, and we have sunny skies in the city right now. Let's take a look at your marathon forecast. Very important weather for the runners. Now, the good news is mostly cloudy skies, only a very slight chance of a shower, so it should be mostly dry. temperatures, they could be cooler for the runners, starting out at the race around 53 degrees, but climbing into the low 60s. That's not what you want to see. You want to see those temps in the 40s and 50s, so a little bit warmer than the runners would like, but it will be dry. And winds also not going to be a big factor this year. They were very windy last year. This year, only out of the southwest around 5 to 10 miles per hour, so light winds there. This is that chill that we're talking about. Feels like 32 in Morristown, feels like 28 in Monticello, and it feels like 30. A little frosty for you in Danbury up in Fairfield County. Here's a look at Storm Tracker. Quiet conditions from the Hamptons back towards Hapatcong. High pressure in control for one more day. Let's break down your weekend day by day. Today's a real treat for sure. A nice cool fall feel, sunshine and light winds. A high temperature of 56 degrees. Set those clocks back overnight tonight. Get an extra hour of sleep. Enjoy it. And then 66 is your high for tomorrow. So it does get milder by about 10 degrees. We go from below average today to above average for Sunday. Milder for Marathon Sunday with a high of 66. Here's a look at Future Tracker, and you can see around lunchtime today, the quiet conditions remain in place, but the clouds filter in as the day goes on. So by 7 p.m., it is mostly cloudy. As we head into Marathon Sunday, 8 a.m. start of the race looking mostly cloudy, but dry, and we'll set that into motion again. The clouds kind of want to linger through your Sunday. Don't expect a whole lot of sunshine. You can enjoy that right now. 56 for your high for today. A cool mix of clouds and sun. 50 overnight tonight. It does get less chilly, certainly than recent nights. Temperatures in the low 50s. And the 7-day forecast shows that warming trend. We are back to the 70s by Wednesday and Thursday with lots of sunshine, above average weather as we head into next weekend. And of course, you want to stay up to date with the News 4 New York app. Tap the News 4 logo in the corner, scroll down there, you see the little peacock, and then you select the weather tab. You can see the latest forecast, use our interactive radar, and submit your own weather video. The News 4 New York app for iPhone is available in the App Store right now. And while you're online, of course, you want to play our interactive trivia game. Yes, of course. Guess what it's about today? It's all about Halloween. So we're going to test your knowledge on candy, costumes, and all things Halloween related. Log on now. We're on an hour early, but trivia is coming up next.
November kicks off with more Hot Topics drama.
Y'all are window-busting, tire-slashing. Stop it.
A never-before-seen all-star panel implodes.
Wait a minute.
Monday at 3 on NBC for New York.
This table and day chairs is over $3,600 at the competition store.
Wowza. Mine's only $17.99.
Half their price.
And your chairs have Bobopedic memory foam cushions. Theirs don't. Add my two-piece lighted china cabinet and get the whole kit and caboodle for only $29.98. Add their china and it's a whopping $66.08. You can get two of mine for the price of one of theirs and still have $600 left over.
An untouchable value.
And only at my Bob's Discount Furniture.
They gather in the muddy field.
Why let someone else have all the fun?
Yeah.
The sometimes haphazard, never boring fun. The why can't it smell like this all the time fun.
What did we do yesterday?
The learning the virtue of sharing fun. Why let someone else have all the fun? That's no fun.
Whoa, good, hey?
Unleash the power of dough. Give it a pop.
New season, new adventures.
We're gonna fold it up like a Dixie cup and throw it in a truck. Can I drive? Sure, absolutely. All right. Here you go. Demo by George Oliphant.
George to the rescue, transforming homes and lives one space at a time.
We are back now. Is it my turn?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay, we're back to play this morning's interactive trivia game.
I know you're all distracted by Rafi's hair and everything.
That's what it is.
That was a quick dye color, Rafi. First, we've got to congratulate last week's winner, though, Gary Veeder. Gary and his wife, Pam, play weekly from their home in Pleasant Valley, New York. They're retired pharmacists, both of them, but they volunteer all the time around their community. Thanks to you for that. Yes. And congratulations, Gary and Pam. Rafi and your hair, take it away.
Oh, this is your hair, by the way.
Oh,
thanks for letting me borrow it. I appreciate it. No, but yeah, it is trivia time. Now, today's topic is Halloween. I do have a breaking trivia alert for everyone. Everyone at home, here's what you have to do. You have to clear your cache on your browser. If you know what that means, go ahead and do it. I'm not sure, but that's something coming from the Megaphone folks, and they want you to clear your cache on your browser before we start playing. Good luck if you can figure it out. All right, but if it's your first time playing, you want to log on to NBCNewYork.com/trivia. You can play on any smartphone, tablet, computer, or web-enabled device, but you have to hit refresh first because your web browser must be up to date. Once we officially begin, the questions will pop up on your TV screen and you're going to have 12 seconds to choose an answer by selecting those options on your browser. While you're online, chat with your fellow trivia players right there on the site. Let's get that countdown clock started, guys. Today is Halloween, so trivia this morning is a bit ghoulish and a whole lot foolish. Did you know Halloween began as a superstitious festival to observe the arrival of winter? Yeah, that's how it all started. People lit bonfires and they dressed in costumes to keep away ghosts. Now Americans spend about $7.4 billion on Halloween, second pat only to Christmas, and about 41.2 million trick-or-treaters will be out there today asking for candy. Remember, the only way to play is by logging on to NBCNewYork.com/trivia. Answer as quickly as possible. Let's go, guys. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Harry Potter is a blank. A, house elf. Oh, sorry, goblin, house elf, or wizard. We know that Hagrid tells Harry that he's in the Sorcerer's Stone book, but what magical being is Harry Potter? It's 3, a wizard. The boy who lived meets Dobby, the house elf, later on in the series. In the novels and movies, goblins work at Gringotts, the Wizarding Bank. Pat knows all of this stuff. And number 2, Anne Rice wrote about this famous vampire: Edward Cullen, Lestat de Lioncourt, or Dracula. Here's a hint: Tom Cruise played this vampire in the movie Interview with the Vampire. So which bloodthirsty character is it? Number 2, Lestat de Lioncourt. As for Dracula, he's been depicted in more than 1,000 novels and more than 200 films. How are you doing so far? Good job. Question number 3, the Monster Mash was a graveyard what? Graveyard smash, graveyard hit, or graveyard flop? The song was recorded by Bobby Boris Pickett and the Crypt Kickers, and it reached number 1 on the Billboard charts, making it a number 1 smash, and not just in the graveyard. Yeah, Pickett tried adapting the song over the years, releasing Monsters Holiday, Monsters Rap, and Climate Mash about climate change. I'm gonna have to check that one out. Question number 4, jack-o'-lanterns were carved originally from, oh, this is for you, Pete, pumpkins, turnips, or spaghetti squash. It's the Irish immigrants. They brought this tradition of carving jack-o'-lanterns to the United States, but first they carved them out of this. Yeah, turnips. Number 2, Pete was right. Pumpkins were more abundant here, and it stuck here. The tradition started also as a way to scare off those pesky evil spirits. All right, question number 5. All Hallows Eve comes the day before which Catholic festival? All Saints Day, New Saints Day, or New Orleans Saints Day? This day began as a feast to remember all holy martyrs when the Pantheon in Rome was dedicated by Pope Boniface IV. Today we know it as number 1, All Saints Day. The festival was expanded and the date changed when Pope Gregory III dedicated St. Peter's Basilica. Question number 6, what % of candy in the U.S. is sold for Halloween specifically? Is it 50%, 10%, or 25%? For candy makers, Halloween really is trick or treat. That's because this holiday can make or break it for them. In fact, Halloween accounts for a quarter, number 3, of all candy sales in the U.S. The National Confectioners Association estimates that candy sales will probably reach $2.6 billion. All right, question number 7. The Village Halloween Parade began in what year? 1985, 1974, or 1992? If you were paying attention, the Village Parade is the largest event of its kind in the world, and it takes place, of course, right here. It started more than 4 decades ago in 1974. Number 2, this year the Grand Marshal will be the most interesting man in the world. Our very own Gus Rosendale, yes. Question number 8.
I wish.
The most popular Halloween treat. Is it Reese's Pieces and Peanut Butter Cups, M&M's, or candy corn? About 90 million pounds of chocolate is sold during the week of Halloween, and the most popular candy? My favorite as well, it's the Reese's family, the Pieces and the Peanut Butter Cups. Yes, everyone loves peanut butter. Well, a lot of us if you're not allergic anyway. According to the USA Today, M&M's are number 2, followed by Snickers, Hershey's, and then Kit Kats. Okay, a little bit something for everyone there. Question number 9, Halloween originated as a festival by which people? Halloween started with who? The Romans, the Egyptians, or the Celts? 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 Take your pick. The Halloween began some 2,000 years ago as a festival called Samhain, and of course that was a Celtic festival back then, and now it becomes all about candy and costumes, and we enjoy it here in the good old United States. All right, question number 10. Moving on, we're in the home stretch, guys. New York City was nicknamed Gotham by which fantastical author? Was it Edgar Allan Poe, Bram Stoker, or Washington Irving? Here's a hint. This author is also responsible for a favorite haunted story close to home about a man who loses his head. Yeah, it's number 3, Washington Irving. He wrote the novel And he referred to New York City as Gotham after a village in England where residents reportedly pretended to be crazy. We don't have to pretend to be crazy here in New York. We already are. Get game, everyone. All right, player number, oh, this is new. Player 2499. What happened to the X's? You're the winner. Oh, great score. Over 9,000. Congratulations. Solid top 10 in the 8,000s. And yeah, I'm missing little X's, but this is a new thing. Okay, let's all get used to it. Don't forget to fill out that form at the end of the game, and we'll be right back after the break. No?
Disney on Ice celebrates 100 years of magic, presented by Stonyfield Yo-Kids. See over 50 Disney stars.
Tickets start at $15. Playing Barclays Center and Prudential Center November 10th through 22nd. Get your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com.
Now you're free to start enjoying the breakfast you love anytime you wish.
No way.
Introducing McDonald's new all-day breakfast menu. Once you changed how you ate breakfast. It's time to start changing when.
You shouldn't have to empty your wallet to fill your tank. Nissan makes America's most fuel-efficient full line, and one car that uses no gas at all. Choose what's right for you. Lease the 40 mpg Highway Sentra, just $129 per month. Plus, save $500 with bonus cash. Hang on to more of your money. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Innovation that excites.
This November, it's your...
That plane was carrying 217 passengers, 7 crew members. Please check our new 4 apps throughout the day for the latest updates.
All right, before we go, last check of the weather. Rafael Miranda's here with that.
All right, lots of sunshine out there right now. It's going to stay dry throughout this Halloween Saturday. Temperatures are chilly, though. You need to bundle up as you're heading out the door this morning. Temperatures in the 20s north and west of town. Feeling that fall chill throughout the day today. A high of 56 later on. Good weather for trick-or-treaters. Temperatures in the 50s. Light winds is comfortable overnight tonight. Don't forget to fall back. I know some of us will anyway, but we have to tell you, set your clocks back 1 hour overnight tonight. Tomorrow for Marathon Sunday, it's milder. We're back into the 60s. Temperatures for the runners in the 50s to low 60s. A little milder than they like, but it will be mostly dry. 1 or 2 hit-or-miss showers throughout the day on Sunday. And then taking a look at the next 7 days, there is a warming trend heading our way. We're back into the 70s. Yeah, temperatures above average. That trend will continue. Oh, I forgot. The World Series, by the way. Yeah, that too. Cool and dry for Game 4 tonight.
Perfect. All right. Thank you, Raphael. Yeah. All right. Hey, by the way, you know, we all dress up our cats and dogs sometimes. They're not the only animals who like Halloween. Look, these are animals out of a Ukrainian zoo chomping down on some Halloween treats. Those tigers got their meat served out of carved pumpkins, and the zookeeper said they were a surprise for the animals, and they seem to like them. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my. You'll see them all on the streets tonight. Thanks for spending your Saturday morning with us.
We're back here tomorrow at 6. Thank you for having us in for news.
Get up to the minute you're up. Turn to the team who really knows New York. Top stories and breaking news. Storm Team 4 and First 4 Traffic. Today in New York and The Today Show. Your morning team on NBC4 New York.
It's What's Hot Now. Plus, from Trainwreck and Meredith's must-see new movie, Brie Larson is here. Then, Embrace Your Curves, a bridal fashion show with an unexpected twist on the next Meredith Vieira Show.
Monday at 2 on NBC4 New York.
I went to Bassett's 3-day sale and saved a ton on the style I wanted.
Save 30% on one item and 25% store-wide this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Who doesn't love a sale?
Why let someone else have all the fun?
Yeah.
The sometimes haphazard, never boring fun. The why can't it smell like this all the time fun.
What did we do yesterday?
The learning the virtue of sharing fun. Why let someone else have all the fun? That's no fun.
Whoa, good, hey?
Unleash the power of dough. Give it a pop.
When it matters most, you want a new breed of medical center pioneering the latest breakthroughs in research. You want brilliant minds applying the freshest, most innovative thinking on a modern campus dedicated to cancer, cardiology, women, children, orthopedics, and the neurosciences. And you want it to be one of the nation's best. Because coming here should be one of the smartest decisions of your life. Hackensack University Medical Center. When it matters most.
I went to Bassett's 3-day sale and saved a ton on the style I wanted.